I got a phone now. I mean, I've got a job, sir. Please.
State of Kansas versus Jonathan Isaac Levins. It's case number 2025 CR 38. Brett Sweeney appears for the state of Kansas. Joseph Favre is defense counsel. Jonathan Levins appears at a court security Zoom location at the Butler County Judicial Center. Court has before it a notification of incomplete pre-sentence investigation compiled and sent in by Sharon Teal, the court services officer assigned to the pre-sentence investigation in this case. She is present on this meeting with us. It reads, on 4/22/2025, after Mr. Levins was convicted of count 3, interference with law enforcement, a severity level 9 non-person felony, the court ordered a pre-sentence investigation. Sentencing was set for 6/16/2025 at 11 a.m. At this writing, this officer has not had any luck reaching Mr. Levins. He apparently dropped by the office after the plea on 4/22/2025 and was given a pre-sentence investigation questionnaire to complete and return. He was also instructed to call this officer the next day. He completed and returned the questionnaire. However, this officer has not heard from him. I have unsuccessfully tried to reach him at the contact number and the email address he provided. The pre-sentence investigation report is incomplete. This officer is still required to conduct a level of service case management inventory, LSCMI, on the defendant. Because he is an Oklahoma resident, he would not qualify for Senate Bill 123 treatment and would not require an assessment for the program. This officer would respectfully request an additional few weeks and Mr. Levins' cooperation to complete the necessary risk needs assessment and the pre-sentence investigation, again, submitted by Sharon Teal, court services officer. Obviously, we're not in a position to proceed with felony sentencing today, as the court contemplated when he pled guilty to interference with law enforcement, a level 9 felony, back on April the 22nd. Does the state take a position here?
Your Honor, the state generally takes the position, absent some really compelling reason, that a incomplete PSI at the time of sentencing should result in the defendant being taken into custody, and we would ask for the same in this case.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Mr. Favre?
Judge, we would ask the court to consider not placing Mr. Levins in custody and giving him an opportunity to address this issue on the outside. I think a few things weigh in favor of this. The first is that Mr. Levins has no prior felonies, so this process is new to him. He did complete the packet as was required. I think he misunderstood the requirement to call back. He did not have a working phone number, which I had tried to contact him prior to this hearing and was not able to, but he has since provided me with a good working phone number that he says will remain on. He also is employed currently in Oklahoma where he lives. He has expressed a willingness to comply with whatever Ms. Teal needs to get this PSI done. I think it was just a misunderstanding for a person that's just not very familiar. We asked the court to consider giving him a little grace on this and allowing him to work with court services rather than throw his whole life in disarray because of the mistake he made. And he will be presumptive probation on this as well, so I think that also weighs in favor.
I don't know how he could have misunderstood. Call the court services officer assigned to the investigation the next day. How hard is that?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a misunderstanding. I don't understand, Mr. Levins, why you couldn't provide decent contact information to the court services office. I also don't understand why you didn't contact the officer when you were specifically instructed to do so. Your failure to comply with the pre-sentence investigation process thwarts this court's ability to proceed with your felony sentencing. And you were convicted of a felony in this case, and this, in the view of the court, a very serious one. I have no doubt that at this point you're sorry for messing up, Mr. Levins. But the court's going to order you into custody at this time. I'm going to suspend the operation of your bond.
I'll lose my job.
I would be concerned, Mr. Levins, that if you are not in a custodial situation, you still won't complete this process. You can make all the promises you want, but you had conditions of bond. This court made specific orders. I'm sure I informed you that you needed to comply with the pre-sentence investigation process. And quite frankly, you haven't.
I didn't have a good number to call, sir. Please don't, I'm
Court
gonna lose my
services
job.
number didn't change. You
I
can look
just
it up
got,
on the
I just got
website.
this job. I lost my job the first time I came here. Please give me a chance. Please give me a chance.
Mr. Levins, the
I'll
court
do
gave you a
anything.
chance.
I'll do whatever I have to do. Please do not throw me back in jail, sir.
The
Please
court
don't do
has
that.
made the order. The court's going to suspend the operation of Mr. Levin's bond. I'm going to order him into custody to be held in the Butler County Jail until we can reschedule sentencing in the case.
What? I'm gonna lose my job.
There are implications of failures to.
This is part of my
comply with
problem,
orders,
though.
Mr. Levins.
You guys finally let me go back home, and I had all my stuff I lost my job. My stuff was been packed up. I was trying to get my things back in order, sir. Please understand. I didn't understand that I was supposed to call. I have a good number now. I'm
Well, how did you
working.
think it was going to get completed if there wasn't some communication between you and?
I thought it would be finished here. I mean, I thought the next court date was how we did that. I've never been in trouble like this before, sir.
Judge, I would just point out, it is odd for people who are, recklessly neglectful or who are adversarial to complete part of the process, like filling out and submitting the questionnaire as they're supposed to, and then just dropping the other part. I mean, I think the fact that he's filled in the questionnaire, brought it back, shows that he wasn't intending to, just thwart the orders of the court. I think it does weigh in favor of him misunderstanding. And I would ask the court to reconsider its ruling. It is unfortunate that people who are in criminal situations often have poverty-related issues. Mr. Levins definitely does have that, and he's trying to rebuild his life. We'd ask the court to give him some opportunity to do that.
Favre, I'll again point out, the court has given him that opportunity. At time of plea, the court maintained him under his current bond as long as he would just meet some additional conditions to comply with the pre-sentence investigation process, and Mr. Levins simply has not. Court understands Mr. Favre's advocacy on behalf of his client. I've taken into account his arguments here, but the court's ruling stands. I'm suspending the operation of his bond because he did not comply with the pre-sentence investigation process. I will expect you to comply with it from this point forward, though, Mr. Levins.
In that case, Judge, we'd ask for a special setting as quickly as the court can allow, as quickly as Ms. Teal can get that LSCMI completed.
Mr. Favre, if you check your calendar for Tuesday, July 8 at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I drove 2.5 hours just to be here, sir. I'm not trying to blow you guys off. That's not what I
Mr.
was trying
Levins,
to.
that underscores the court's concern. If you're 2.5 hours away in Oklahoma, you're not readily accessible for scheduling with the officer. I think that makes the court even more inclined just to hold you here in Kansas until we get this work done.
I got a phone now. I mean, I've got a job, sir. Please. I'll do whatever I need to do. I promise. I
3
will
o'clock,
actually.
July 8. Did that work, Mr. Favre?
Yes, Judge, that works.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's an expedited setting.
Sure.
And that works for Ms. Norris as well.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. I'll reset the 11 sentencing for July 8. It's a Tuesday, 3 o'clock p.m. by Zoom. Mr. Levins will obviously participate from the Butler County Jail at that time. Court again suspends the operation of his bond and orders him to comply with the pre-sentence investigation process by appropriately working with the officer to complete the risk needs assessment tool.
Well, then how am I supposed to do that in jail?
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Mr. Sweeney, anything further at this time?
Your Honor, I don't know that I caught the exact time. July 8th at what time?
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Taylor, from Court Services. Is there anything further that you need to address the court about regarding the Levens case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Favre?
No, Judge.
Very well. Then the Levens matter will be in recess at this time. And the defendant's in custody. Court will conclude the meeting at this